Hello everyone, and let's talk about cross-faction PVE. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Because they are going to introduce cross-faction PvP, and it's certainly quite an interesting idea. The thing that it will eliminate on the PvP side is the faction imbalance that we see. Certainly on the red eclipse, we certainly see it favoring the Empire a lot. That's what it does. It tends to favor Empire tend to win all the time, Republic never win. This gives, if you're a Republic player, at least you get a chance to get an Empire team and you team up with Republic and Empire. And theoretically mix the pot up a little bit more and, get that chance to win at least. That's what you want in PvP, at least unranked PvP at least. Just a chance for it to be competitive is what we want. We don't want to just be queuing as Republic and always losing. That's bad. It's bad. It's also bad for the Empire as well. If you're always winning, it's just as bad as if you're always losing, because there's no challenge, there's no fun. The only fun you get on the Empire is it's Empire versus Empire. Then it can be a little bit interesting that way. But I think overall a good idea. Good idea, because again, it's just gonna give you that little bit of get rid of that faction imbalance. PVE, on the other hand, doesn't really have a huge faction imbalance. There are certain servers that favour Empire or Republic. I think it's like 60-40 or something like that on the Red Eclipse. I don't know. That was the last time I looked at the population balance. I don't know how they get these stats. I think one of the star power stats did show it on some servers, like who was raiding and who was not raiding. But that only comes from raiders, really. Star powers, people that generally use it, and there is a slight faction imbalance. But what this does do is it opens up the player pool. I think it'd be a good idea, PvE, because it just opens up the pool to more players. I mean, the other solution which they're not going to implement is cross-server, which they've said they can't do. Doesn't surprise me. They're not very smart, this development team. So cross-server is out of the question. Another rumor I did hear that they're going to merge the PvE and PvP servers, but it is just a rumor. It's coming from data mining that they are planning to merge together and they're going to have PvP and PvE instances. But until we get more on that, we'll just keep that as a rumor right now. It is just a rumor that I heard. I've not been playing, really. I've been offline for a bit. No internet. So hopefully internet will come back and this video won't be out of date. If it's out of date, I'm still going to upload it. Fuck it. So the idea behind cross-faction PvE is that you will be able to group and do the flashpoints and operations. Hard mode flashpoints, tactical flashpoints, operations. Hard mode ops would be nice as well. You'd have to find another way. You'd also have to find a way of communicating between factions or just link both fleet chats. Might be a reasonable idea. The other thing that they'd have to do is link guilds, because what you have to do, you can't have a cross-faction guild. You have to have a Republic guild and an Empire guild. Most guilds do that. Most guilds have a Republic and an Empire guild. It's going to create issues if you sort of merge guilds together, potentially, but I think overall it opens up the player pool. And that's what we need. Raiding is dying. PvE is dying. PvP is dying as well. So this is a good idea for PvP. It just means less queue time. That's the whole point of this, is to get more groups, get groups faster, and get the content done faster. Does it really matter which faction we get a group with? Does it really matter at this point? The PvE is kind of dead right now. It's not going to make a dramatic difference if you're queuing as a DPS, really, but more players in the pool is, a better chance of you getting a match than having less players in the pool. Generally, generally speaking, that is. So, lore-wise, a lot of people would be upset lore-wise, but if you look at where we're heading in the story, right now, we've got the Alliance, which is Republic and Empire, that's opposing the Eternal Empire. So, we're heading towards that sort of convergence between Republic and Empire. If you look at your Alliance logo, it is half a Republic logo, half an Empire logo. So there is that point that we are hitting where Republic and Empire are coming together. And people say, oh, but what if you're a Jedi and a Sith teaming up? It's already in the game. If you're a Jedi Knight, you can recruit Zalek, who's, a Sith. You can recruit Sith companions as well. Lana's a Sith as well. You've got Lana in your alliance, so it's not really, it doesn't really make any difference at this point. And SWTOR is non-canon at this point, so really anything goes. Whatever they do is non-canon. Okay, it's not going to be made canon. I doubt it's ever going to be made canon. I don't think Disney will do that. So lore-wise, I don't think it really makes a huge difference. I'd rather just have the function of the player pool. You will get some people who won't like queuing with Sith. You'll get the odd person that refuses to heal a Sith. I ain't healing a Sith. I'm a Jedi. But I think that's going to be a minor issue compared to the problems it will solve. Certainly. We'll have to see what they do with PvP. PvP is going to be this sort of big sort of test to see if it works, if it's a success. Don't be surprised if they roll it out to PvE. Also, having cross-faction guilds would be a good idea as well. They'd have to bring them in. They have recently increased the guild member cap, so that is another good thing as well. So maybe that's in preparation for cross-faction PvE. But I wouldn't mind, to be honest with you. I think it's a good idea. It brings more players into the pool, and that's what we want, okay? Because the population for PvE and PvP dwindling, okay? It's dwindling. Story players, yeah, they did have, you know, their highest number of subscribers in 3 years. The interesting thing is to see what happens in Q4. See the Q4 figures, which should be out soon because Q4 finishes at the end of March. So you'll probably get them in April at some point, maybe April, maybe May. So to see the subscriber numbers in Q4, we'll have to keep our eye out for EA's earnings call. They do the quarterly earnings call. So see what happens in Q4 of 2015 is, they'll call it, Q1 starts in April, which classes 2016. In terms of the financial year, that is. So we'll have to see the Q4 results and see if they manage to retain those subscribers through January, February, and so forth. It's been quite a disaster, really. 4.1 was terrible in terms of a patch. It's just terrible in terms of its quality and its quantity as well. 4.2 it will be available before Q2 ends, Q4 ends, should we say. And the first quarter will bring us chapter 12. So we should have the Eternal Championship if it works. As we say, if it works. It's not a case of will it work? Yeah, it's like, if it works. You know, probably won't for the first few weeks. The early access will be a waste of time. I should be back online though for the Eternal Championship. Should be back doing videos since then. We had a fuck up with our broadband, but I am due to come back online. This will get uploaded probably as soon as we come back online. On the 8th of March it's due, so hopefully it works. And hopefully I get back online. Should be that. I think that's when Chapter 11 launches at least. So we'll hopefully get back online, do some Chapter 11. I never really got to do Chapter 10 because we were offline. That's why we never did it. And we're not really playing SWTOR at the moment because I can't access. I have 3G internet at the moment, and it doesn't use a huge amount of data, an MMO, but the constant connection that it requires, it's far too laggy to play at the moment with 3G. It's just too inconsistent. It's the problem, because there's times that it'll just drop occasionally and go slow occasionally, and it just causes massive lag spikes. It goes to like 2 seconds of lag. It's usually about 100 milliseconds, which is not great, but playable. But then it'll spike up to 2 seconds every 5 to 10 seconds and then jump back down. So it's not exactly playable at the moment, but anyway, so that's my issues. Hopefully they'll be sorted. I'm recording this before I get back on. I've got a massive backlog of videos, I should point out. Massive backlog. So if you're wondering why I haven't been uploading videos, no internet, no fiber internet, really, no fast internet. 80 megabytes I was getting with BT. Now I get 1 megabit with 3G now, but I'm going with a new provider. I'm going with Vodafone. And I should be getting around 76 megabits download, so it's not too bad. There's not a huge difference there. So, but I have to wait for them to connect me. Really, that's all I'm doing, is just waiting to be connected. 8th of March. I'm recording this on the 25th of February, so it's going to be a few weeks. So we're going to upload. We've got a massive backlog of videos to upload. But anyway, that's my idea for cross-faction PVE. Personally, I don't really have an issue with it. If they wanted to implement it, I wouldn't have a huge amount of issues. Anything that makes it easier for us to get ops and get flashpoints, etc., good idea. really, in my opinion. So anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon, and goodbye.